Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today, even though, shorter week, basically about a 3-day week given the holiday, but that's okay. We still have a decent roundup, including some new cards from Capital One and PNC of all places. We have Curve Card in the news again, maybe for a little retreat or refresh, hopefully. And of course, we will close with an American Express store. They could see them actually offering Downgrade promotional offers, believe it or not, which is a big change of pace to say the least. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, of course, we will start lead off here with Capital One and then PNC. Now, good reader over at Doc had posted this, which is like a leaked application link for a new Capital One business card, what seems to be a new Capital One business card. This card is not on the Capital One main page yet, but you can see it here, and it is just the Spark business card. Of course, Spark being their business line. They have the Spark Cash and the Spark Miles. Now this one here, again, it's a MasterCard like the other ones. Build and strengthen your business credit responsibly. There's no mention of any multipliers or earnings or anything like that, which the other cards on their application page do mention what they earn at least, and of course there's no mention of an intro offer here. Again, it's it's a live link, but I don't know if it's supposed to be out there just yet. Now it's a little bit interesting because I kind of thought the Spark Classics, like their tan beige business card, was their business credit building card, and that at least earns 1x back on everything, so it looks like they're coming in one even lower than that. Again, we don't need to spend much time here. I don't think many people will be too interested in this one, but Capital One focused on subprime historically. I guess it makes sense for them. I would like to see them still continue to hopefully refresh, the Venture and the Miles lineup. I know because they've got the Venture X, of course, and the business one up top. I still think their mid-tier stuff needs to be refreshed a little bit more versus coming out with this card that isn't, unfortunately, useful to anyone. But PNC is also going to take a swing at making a new card, and that is going to see PNC introducing a 2% card. Yes, they are a little late, to say the least, of the game, which having a flat 2% card, but you can see it here. Now, this card is on their website, PNC Cash Unlimited Visa Signature Credit Card. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone just plays around with their placement of the words cash and unlimited in their cards for whatever reason, but that's fine. It looks like it's black. It looks nice. So you can see earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. There is no foreign transaction fees, which is a nice touch given, it is harder these days to find a no foreign transaction fee, no annual fee card. There is no intro offer at the time of taping either. They are just promoting a 0% APR, which is normally included with most new cards anyways. So PNC does have one of my favorite sleeper cards. It's like the Cash Unlimited card or Limited Cash card. Cash Rewards card. I think that's what it is. The green one they denied me for a few months ago, but it's got the 4% back on gas and a few other things up to like $8,000 in spending combined purchases. So if you are with PNC, this is a nice addition to pair that with this card. PNC cards, from what I remember years ago when we took a look at them, their points earning cards seem like they earn a lot of points, but when you do the math, it doesn't come out to be that way. Cashback card's still good. Now, again, I would not apply for this one without an intro offer. It's kind of the rule of the show, or the second channel on the website anyways, run on the bank at profitablecontent.com, is don't open up a financial product unless you're paid to do so, especially with the cash back, because again, the City Double Cash has got their $200 offer back again. Active Cash is always $200. SoFi's got something too. So, I would pass on this until they pay you, especially again with cash back. It's not like having to have a unified points currency for transfer partners and stuff. So, I would just wait until they bring something else out, but at least they're trying, I guess. Now, someone else who wants you to think they're trying but isn't actually trying is Southwest. Now, Southwest is updating their pay yourself back categories specifically for the Chase cards. Now, again, Pay Yourself Back is that feature that allows you to redeem points or miles, for certain purchases. This time, again, these are on the Southwest Rapid Rewards card. So, Doctor has let us know that there are new categories. So, the groceries for the personal Rapid Rewards card and gas for the business ones. Now, the downside of this is there are going to be 0.8 cent point redemptions, which is not very good. I think it matches what they've had the other redemptions for, other Pay Yourself Back for redemptions in the past as well. I believe you can still do the annual fee, which I guess would be okay. I do like the idea of cards paying for themselves, but the benefit here is that you can have a ton of Southwest miles. I mean, we've seen someone do this with Aeroplan. They had a ton of Aeroplan miles, and there's supposed to be limits on how much you can redeem this stuff for. So don't get yourself shut down going crazy with it. And overall, 0.8 cents not worth it in this case. We just had a Southwest story last week where even with the coming devaluation by 4% that's going to start in January, I think it makes their points, it was like 1.15 cents a point booking through Southwest. So you can see that's quite the haircut, really. So I would pass on this. And, conspiracy, I think there's a lot of just airlines because they're not the only ones. Like Aeroplan, as we mentioned, United and Southwest, all the Chase ones allow you to do this pay yourself back feature. I think these are the airlines just trying to get out of some of their giant mileage obligations to people. There's massive mile outstanding balances in other ways. And again, obviously airlines would prefer, revenue-based seats where you actually are paying for the seat versus just redeeming points, because the airlines made all their money already and they don't want to, cash in. That's my thought on it. So just be aware of that. You do have it as an option, though. Now, talking about cards and making things easier, Curve card. If you remember Curve, they're back in the news, and a few folks have sent this to me, and I appreciate that. So Curve is the card that it's not, I don't think it's actually a credit card, but it's basically, it allows you to take all your credit cards, combine it into one. And then, if you were to, you can choose which card to use at purchase. And if you were to use the wrong card, you can later go back and switch it. So, it makes it much easier to make sure you're always using the right multiplier. Well, Curve's been out for a while. I think they started over in Europe, but they've been making a small push over here. But now they are going to, I think, pause operations would be the best way to put it. So they do offer like a 1% cashback offer to start you out. Their cashback program's coming to an end in January. I'll put their email on screen for you here. And then they're going to stop taking new applications shortly after that. Now, I think it's tough because Curve, they only got MasterCard involved. Now, out of the 4 payment networks, Visa's the one you need. I mean, MasterCard definitely helps. That's a solid foothold, but I Discover is so irrelevant in this that I would be concerned if I was them. And you just kind of know American Express isn't going to do this, but also there's not that many American Express cards given compared to Visa and MasterCard, and not being able to get Visa cards to work on this network with this Curve program is a real struggle. And I know a guy who's in my channel members group, shout out, who loves to come up with Curve strategies and combining them with MasterCards to play that cashback stack between what Curve gives you and what his underlying card gets you. But at this point, you really have to be dedicated to be on a Curve card. And even then, the person who cares enough to get the Curve card also probably doesn't mess up too much which credit card they're using, honestly. And they could probably be more clear with the messaging. I mean, it was always like, is it a real credit card? Like, is it a hard pull? Is it not? Some people are very sensitive to hard pulls. I think it does have like a small credit limit, to facilitate that initial purchase. I think if they come back, they've just really got to figure out what their new value proposition is. Maybe be a little bit more out there. I haven't seen them in too many places. With digital wallets, basically kind of does the same thing where you can add all your cards and you can actually pull them up and see them. Of course, you can't reverse the transaction, put it on another card after the fact. But the digital wallet thing didn't really help out too much. So, I'd like to see them come back for sure, but it's not looking great right now. But I think it's possible. So if you have Curve, let me know what you like about them, how you use it. And if you don't, what you're thinking about it, I guess let us know what you would like Curve to see or add in the mix when they make a return. I assume they're going to make a return. So with that, Curve aside, Amex is throwing us a curve. See what I did there? There's I guess a few Reddit threads, and Frequent Miler had the actual blog post about this where folks were calling into American Express to cancel specifically a platinum card and actually being offered a downgrade offer to change to the gold card, gold being the one beneath the platinum, which is rare because we really don't see downgrade offers. Bank of America is the only one that comes to mind as of late who's ever offered product change promotional offers, and that was really more to engage customers who have long since kind of almost abandoned their cards, right? They were kind of convert one card to another and say, hey, you spent $1,000, we'll give you some money, get you engaged with the product again, right? But other than that, we don't really see this too much. So specifically, this guy had called into Amex. He a platinum card. He was going into his third year, so intro offer. Then he got a retention offer. He's like, hey, I'm going to cancel it for sure. And then they offered him a retention. It was either 10,000 points or 25,000. I think it was 10,000. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a retention offer for spending like $1,000 and spend on the gold card, and then you have to keep it for a year, which is interesting, especially given the rule changes around the order that you can have Amex cards in. Again, the rules prevent backsliding, so you can go from green, gold to platinum and work your way up. But going from platinum back to gold, even as a new application, they're not going to give you intro offers for that. I mean, I think they might. It just depends on how much money you spent with them, probably, would be my thought on it. So, it is, because of that, it does present a potential strategy path if you haven't had the gold yet, because I guess you might as well do that versus not getting anything for it. From the American Express side, I think they're just looking for an easier way for customer retention, because again, previously, if you would, apply for the gold, I'd be giving you another 50, 60, 70,000 points, whatever it may be, but I'll still cut down that retention offer, that new intro offer. I give you 10,000 points just to keep a customer and get you using the card again. And again, most of the costs are offset by the vendor. So this is by no means widespread. If you're going to try it, I mean, again, I think you do have to be committed to canceling. And I have seen other Reddit threads where folks are saying, Amex is looking into the account a little bit more and seeing like, oh no, you've actually used these credits, so you actually are getting value. So no, we're not going to offer you anything. I've seen that. How prevalent is that? I don't know, but I've seen it, and it would make sense, because again, it doesn't matter. Like, I have the business gold now, and I used the $20 credit the other day, and like I used it because I had it. It doesn't mean it's worth $20 to me, but math is what it is. So from Amex's side, it doesn't matter if you enjoyed it or want to use it. And say, hey, you still got $20 of value. So I think they are scaling back on some of their marketing budget, and maybe they're just going to like, yeah, we'll still try to not lose new customers, maybe. So I guess all that to say is it does make sense. From the outsider perspective, I don't know that if you got much use out of the platinum, you're going to get more use out of the gold. I mean, technically, yes, the multipliers are easier, but I don't know, it really just seems like, obviously they're meant so you have both of them. So from an outsider perspective, I don't know if it's the best move, but if you're in the game and you can't get a gold promotion at all, and this happens to you, well, I mean, sure, why not? Take the easy points, I guess, because you can, again, make much more of them if you know what you're doing with them. So if you are offered a downgrade offer, let us know. In 1 year's time, I'm sure I'll find out when I try to get rid of this business gold, but we got like 11 more months to go of this terribleness. I know I'm the only person to complain about getting a $150K offer, but man, that card just annoys me to no end. But anyways, guys, before we go on an Amex rant, that has been the news for this week. So of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you're not particularly interested, consider subscribing to the channel, because we're posting content just like this every single week. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance, and of course every single day over on profitablecontent.com. That's the channel's blog. We not only have the latest news stories like this, we have bank promotions, and we have credit card offers. So if you want to go check some of those out, get in line for your Amex product change offer down the road, we have those links as well. Even the business gold, even though I say mean things about it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the news. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon this week.